What's up, guys? It's Kid. You already know who it is. The secret's out. The secret's out. I can finally talk about this all. I've been wanting to talk about this for months. Um, there's been a lot of secrecy behind all of this, and now it's out there. I'm allowed to talk about it and post about it. Uh, I have partnered up with UGC, Ultimate Gaming Championships, out of Southern Illinois, and they let me give a little backstory on this, and I'm gonna actually go over this again on the live stream that's coming up. I have my first show on the 4th. The show's called Fighter's Edge. It's a show that they've given me that's going to be completely dedicated 110% to the fighting game community. Let me get you a little backstory first, because really excited about all this. I was contacted through Facebook. I was put in contact with Matt, the owner of Ultimate Gaming Championship, and we started talking, and he, expressed some interest in, maybe running some fighters, since, Evo this year was amazing. Evo this year was the biggest Evo that we've had so far, and it was incredible. Got a lot of attention. It got, and this is proof in the pudding right here that got more attention than I think a lot of people think that it did. It was big. Everyone knows it was big, but I don't think people realize just how big it was, how many people saw Evo this year. So they contacted me, and they said, well, we may have an interest in doing some stuff with fighters with our company. They've been primarily just a little bit here. They've been primarily just first-person shooters, Call of Duty, Halo, League of Legends, like that kind of stuff, right? But they're like, we want to get into fighters, and I said, okay. They said, we know, we've been hurt. You were referenced from an outside source as being the guy to talk to about some fighters, and I was like, little old me, you know what I mean? All I've really done is a lot of grassroots stuff, and I've gotten involved with, the community a little bit, and just kind of gotten my name out very, I'm very small, I'm a speck. I'm this big in the community, as a whole in general, but, they approached me and they said, originally I thought what was going to happen was I was going to help them coordinate and run some events. We were going to run some, stuff like that together. It was going to be a good time. We were going to have fun. And go in for the first meeting, and they presented to me that not only do they want to run some events, they're like, we'd also like to give you your own show on our live stream once a week, basically to do a fighting game community show. I'll do that. That sounds awesome. That sounds exactly what I want to do. Absolutely. I was ecstatic. I was actually I remember the drive home. I was out of breath the whole drive home, because this is on another level for what I'm used to for professional anything. I mean, everything I've been involved with games been, when I say grassroots, I mean grassroots. I mean, dude, we gotta carry the tube TV. We might have to go steal a TV out of Kyle's house right now. Like that kind of grassroots. Like, we were fighting for equipment. There'd be one Xbox, real small scale stuff. Those of you that know what I did back in the past, you're aware of my history. I actually go over it on the live stream. We had our first, show last night. UGC did. It's currently on rebroadcast right now on mlg.tv/UGC. And it's on rebroadcast. I'm on there for a little bit. I am interviewed by Gandhi. That's a Scott. I think you say. I just know him as Scott or Gandhi. He's a Halo 2 legend, essentially. He's one of the best Halo 2 players, known as one of the best Halo 2 players to ever play. He's a really well-known caster in that community. He did an interview with me on there for, a couple minutes. It was really cool. I mean, these guys have a genuine interest in the fighting game community, and I didn't know this. Maybe you guys knew this. I didn't know this. Apparently, the first-person shooter community competitively envies the fighting game community. Who knew that the guys up there, on the high level, playing these big scale tournaments, envy the fighting game community? And what they envy is how awesome and close-knit we are, and how great of an actual community we are. And guys, that hit me right in the soft spot. That's where that hit me. I was like, damn, they're jealous of our community. That says something. That says something right there. But did an interview with him, went pretty good. I didn't, stumble through it too much. went over some things I'm going to do with the show, and one of the big things that I wanted to get across is this opportunity is not just for me. I mean, yeah, this is a big opportunity for me, but this is a big opportunity for our community, guys. I mean, especially in the Midwest, I was telling him because he's like, what's kind of the Midwest scene like? I'm like, there's some tournaments that get thrown up near Chicago, UFGT, that kind of ordeal. There's, KIT just went off, the weekend before, or this past weekend. Uh, and it went off, and it was amazing. That was a really fun event. Vandy, you're the man. Did great on that run, and I had a really good time. And I mean, more stuff's starting to sprout up, and all this is going to do is sprout even more. And these tournaments are going to be really professional. I'm talking very professional. What they're talking about doing is definitely a step up from what we're used to. So more info on all that coming up later. But excuse me. I also got to cast over some Killer Instinct with Mr. Joe Fries, another guy who I believe was from back in the Halo community, also a pretty cool dude. Met everyone there, and I got to cast over Scott and Maven playing Killer Instinct, and it was really funny to watch them play Killer Instinct because, they were just going into it completely raw. They don't play fighters at all. But they were having such a good time, like a legitimately really good time just playing the game. And, beforehand we were playing casuals and just like hanging out or whatever. They're playing the game after we downloaded it. And they're asking me all these questions, how do I do this? How do I do that? And I'd be like, oh, it's a quarter circle forward, explain the motions. And they go, this is so complicated. You know what I mean? Like in their mind, like Killer Instinct right now is complicated for them, and it blows their minds for games like Marvel. And then I was explaining like how certain anime motions are like quarter circle forward, quarter circle back, then a button. I'm like, that's one move. That like blows their minds, like this is also complicated. And I was like, oh, this is just the surface. Like I got into like mind games and spacing and frame advantage, and they were just like, it was crazy they're like, we had no idea it was this involved. I'm like, oh yeah, and this game is actually pretty simple to learn. Killer Instinct is a simple game comparatively to a lot of things like Killer Instinct or not Killer Instinct, blah. Killer Instinct is a simple game comparatively to things like Third Strike, to KOF 13, especially KOF 13, and a lot of other things and they also have a really big interest into Smash, because they were around in Halo 2. Smash was actually around on the MLG circuit back in the day when Halo 2 was, when those guys. So they know everyone from back in those days, like Ken, they know Isaiah, they know PC Chris. They're like familiar with all these Smash pros too. So they're like, oh, okay, yeah. We got to talking about Smash, and I mean, they want to represent everything. They want to have Smash events. They want to have AE, Marvel. They're giving me a lot of freedom with this show, by the way, like a lot of freedom. And I'm gonna use that freedom. It's gonna be awesome. I have some really cool stuff planned. Of course, I'm gonna do tournament recaps. I'm gonna do discussions on like my thoughts on what players, how their finishes are, what may have caused that. Event recaps. Talk about events that are coming up. My predictions maybe. We're gonna have exhibitions, which are gonna be awesome. How long is this video? Oh, we're still good. Gonna have some exhibitions that are gonna be amazing. One of the main things that I want to do also, I want to illustrate is I want to give light to players who may not have a big name sponsor yet. I want to pull players who I see have talent. They have the talent to become a pro or a sponsored player. They have it. It's there. But they just haven't really had that chance to shine. So what I want to do is take these players, put them on the show, have them run some games, and get them some exposure. Because that's what the community also deserves. I mean, that's what I would want to see in a show. It's cool to see all the pros, on there doing exhibitions. And don't worry, pro exhibitions will happen. I will make it happen. I already have one also in the works, and I think it's pretty darn cool. But I mean, those will happen. But pro exhibitions are, that's every show. Every show has pro exhibitions. Every tournament has pro exhibitions. I want to see the two guys that everyone knows about. Like everyone in the community knows them. They're whispered in hushed tones. I want to see them duke it out, like on a live stream, because that's where, to me, it gets exciting. And that's already coming up too. I already got plans. My first person's already picked. just happens to also be from Kentucky because he's a badass and, you know, represent the Kentucky fighting community. The next person, I've got a few people in mind. I got to send out some messages and see who responds, but it's going to be awesome. The very first exhibition with that kind of style where it's, you know, kind of the lesser known players is going to be insane. I really think it's going to be really, really fun. And yeah, first interview for the show on the 4th for the pro player, we have Yipes. Yipes agreed to a Skype interview with me, and I'm really nervous because Skype, Yipes is like the person and the personality that brought me into Marvel. Like watching him in Marvel 2 videos and then Marvel 3 coming out, I was like, that's the energy I want to feel. Like, I mean, he literally, as much energy as he had towards it, like he's the one that made me want to do it. And he's also the staple Marvel 3 caster. So yeah, I mean, I mean, it's all going really well. This is all going really, really well. Things usually don't go this well. So you know, I'm super excited about this. It's going to be a really fun opportunity. But yeah, like I said, the first live show, the show's going to be called Fighter's Edge. It's going to be on mlg.tv/UGC. It's going to be this Tuesday. I'm not for sure of the time yet. I'll let you guys know as soon as I find out. But yeah, I'm right now in the works of writing out my script, getting everything planned. It's going to be sick. I'm really stoked about it. And I'm also going to start working on this YouTube channel a lot. This is the PGS Cores YouTube channel, which is the gaming group that I run here in Paducah. It's mostly fighting game players, but you know, we dabble in a little bit of everything else. So yeah, I mean, thanks guys. I mean, this is awesome. You know, help me spread the link around. You can follow me on Twitter now because I got a Twitter because they were like, that's a thing you should do. So it did. I'm at FGC_KidGuru. You can follow me there. And I'll have updates on like stuff that's going to be going on the show, all this stuff. Also follow at UGC events on Twitter. All these guys, man. I mean, we're going to have some really exciting stuff come along. And yeah, so thanks a lot, guys. I will hit you with more details as they come. Peace out.